Hi guys. Okay, I've been meaning to do this video for a while. I haven't done a deck review for quite a long time, and I got this incredible deck, I'd say maybe a month or so ago, and I've been meaning to do a review, just haven't gotten around to it yet, so I'm going to do it today. The deck that I'm reviewing is called the Tarot of the New Vision. And I saw this deck on YouTube a while back. I was watching some tarot tutorials, and this lady was doing a tutorial about, I don't know, some of the major arcana cards, and she was using this deck. And when I saw it, I just absolutely fell in love with it. I just love the concept of showing these cards from behind and giving like a slightly different perspective that can sort of enrich your understanding of the card or expand your understanding of the card. So I'm going to go through my favorites. I went through and I picked out a few that really kind of stand out for me as having extra meaning. Here's the original Rider Waite that most tarot users have. This deck. It's standard. It's you know, your basic deck. That's the one that we all learn from. A fabulous deck. So I'm going to be showing you the original Rider Waite card first, and then I'll show you the New Vision version and and we'll go through like the subtle little like nuances that come out in this New Vision deck. Okay, so the first card I want to show you is the Fool. Here's the typical Rider Waite version of the Fool with his backpack, and he's stepping out onto the cliff, seemingly oblivious to being at the edge, and the little dog is, you know, nipping at his heels, trying to warn him, hey, you're about to step off the edge, but he's just, you know, staring up at the sky, you know, enjoying himself and the journey that he's on. Very adventurous sort. And here is the New Vision version. And in this card, we see a little bit of an extra detail. We see that there's a friggin' volcano exploding in the distance, which, I mean, you'd have to think, how could he not notice that? I mean, this guy would have to be completely his head in the clouds not to notice this volcano exploding in front of him, which is possible since he is the Fool, and he just kind of bravely goes off and whatever, doesn't really think about any consequences. So yeah, that's that gives you a little bit of an extra understanding of his character and his personality, you know, like his ignoring danger, his being oblivious to danger, his just kind of forging out into the unknown without really thinking things through. You know, the bravery of that, and also the, you know, can be the stupidity of that at times, right? So there you go. There's the Fool, New Vision's version. Okay, the next one is the Empress, number 3 in the major arcana, and the Empress is, you know, she's the mother figure, the divine feminine. She symbolizes everything female, growth and nurturing and fertility, you know, all of those things. Here's the Rider Waite version of that, and here is the New Vision version. And in this one, we can understand the mother aspect of her a little bit more, because as you can see, obviously there's 2 little children behind her chair there that she is protecting. She's in front of them. She's not going to let anything get to them or harm them. And they're playing with this beautiful swan. They're petting this beautiful swan. So that very feminine kind of regal energy, you know, the beauty, feminine beauty, right? And also, you know, the fact that she's sitting on this stone chair, but she's got these very ornate and beautiful cushions that are like softening it for her. So, you know, just kind of showing that even in the midst of like difficulty, and even in the midst of discomfort, she is completely comfortable, because she is comfortable with who she is. And, you know, that is the Empress to a T. She rules her realm. She's unflappable. So I thought that was really nice detail to add. Okay, so this one, number 7, the Chariot. This is one of my favorite cards. The Chariot, of course, all about moving forward, using your power, using your this card's also about, you know, duality, the feminine, the masculine aspects of ourselves, and how we can use them to kind of propel ourselves forward, knowing who we are, knowing what our skills are, knowing what our strengths are, and using those to our greater advantage. And also the skill of being able to, you know, I don't know if you've ever ridden a horse before. I haven't personally. I know people who have, but it's not quite as easy as it looks maybe when you see these professional riders. I mean, it takes a lot of skill to handle a horse, and this guy's handling 2 sphinxes, driving his chariot with them. You know, he's got to control these things, and they could easily go out of control. The chariot's all about being the master of your abilities, right? Okay, and the chariot in this one, from behind, the New Visions card, we see the duality. We see the masculine and the feminine. There's a man and a woman walking behind the chariot, a black man and a white woman, and you can see her nude back, so she's got her sexuality, her femininity, and then we can see he's a very strong buff guy, so that masculine energy. And then we see in the front all the people in the foreground cheering this guy on, the chariot rider. They're saying, yeah, come on, let's go. They love this guy. He's magnificent. He's in total control of his life, and he's moving forward, and people are just cheering him on. So yeah, that's another great detail about this chariot card. Okay, the next one is Justice. So Justice, major arcana, all about fairness, truth, karma, you know, right and wrong, just the facts. That's what Justice is all about. It's about the black and white, you know, what's true, what is true in your life. That is one of the themes of the Justice card. And then in the New Visions card, we see behind the added detail of these 2, I'm not sure if that's a woman. I guess they're both women or both girls. They're looking after this little baby in a basket. Looks like this little orphan baby. And of course, again, like the Empress, it kind of reminds me of the Empress, of this Justice guy on the throne sitting in front of this baby and these kids, protecting them, making sure that nothing bad happens to them, making sure that fairness reigns supreme, and that you know, good prevails, right? So that is, I love that aspect of this card. And this one, the Hanged Man. The Hangman, all about being in suspension, being in a difficult phase in your life, not knowing exactly what's going to happen, where you're going. You know, things are upside down, things are crazy, you're just thrown off kilter. But being able to kind of endure that, not endure, but grow, like the growth process that comes out of trials like that. And that's why we see the halo in his head. He's becoming enlightened by this experience, right? It's a difficult, uncomfortable phase of his life, but he is growing as a result of it. He's growing through these difficulties. They're making him, they're evolving him, right? And in this, the New Visions card, we see the added detail of all these people like jeering, and it kind of reminds me of Jesus on the cross, right? When we see all these depictions of Jesus being crucified, all the people, you know, jeering at him and, you know, laughing and enjoying seeing somebody suffer. You know, there's so many people out there who do that, who like to see people suffer. And this guy is, he's growing as a result of that. He's learning some difficult lessons, but, you know, he's going to be forever changed by it, and he's going to be evolved by it. That's what I really, really love about this card, the Hanged Man. Okay, the Devil. The Devil, here we are, all about the devil in our minds, addictions, negative thinking, feeling like you're stuck in old patterns, being unable to rise above certain situations, just feeling like you're powerless, or that somebody is more powerful than you and is controlling your life, and you're not able to control your life. That's what the Devil is about. And here is the New Visions card. This one here really just exemplifies it, because as you can see the flames in front of the man and the woman, you can see how they're like illuminating them, and you can almost feel the heat from those flames on their bodies. They're just like being consumed by these flames. And there's a couple of demons also in the front that are like just kind of, I guess, stoking the fire, laughing at them, jeering at them, you know. You can choose to be in a position like that. You can choose to stay in a position like that, or you can, you know, own your power and get out of it. And for now, these people are stuck. They feel like they don't have a way out, and you always do. There's always a choice, right? And so I really like how this card just kind of illustrates the, you know, the horrible circumstances that we can find ourselves in sometimes and feel powerless to get out of. And here is the Moon. The Moon, this has always been one of the most difficult cards for me to understand. Like, I know the Moon is all about, it's about imagination, it's about confusion, can be depression, moodiness, not being able to see clearly, see things clearly, feeling muddled, not knowing where the hell you are, just lunacy, right? You know, just feeling off kilter, like you don't know what the hell is going on, and you're in this very weird place in your life, you know. And in this card, in the New Visions one, I like how it's like, it's got this surreal kind of quality to it with this knight in armor just walking in this lake towards the crab and the dogs. And, you know, where did this guy come from? Like, it's just inexplicable. How did this guy show up? And I guess that kind of illustrates the, you know, the imaginative aspect of the Moon, and how you can just create things in your mind. And you know, it's just, I really like that that image there. It's really cool. Like, where did this guy come from? So I guess, you know, I don't know if it helps me. This is really a difficult card for me, but you know, just trying to understand the weirdness of the Moon, and how sometimes you can just feel like you don't know what's going on in your life, and you just feel like you're in the middle of a puzzle of some kind, and you're trying to figure out what's going on. So there you go. Okay, so that's it for the major arcana, and now we're on to the minors. Here is the Ace of Cups, and this card is all about new emotions, a new way of feeling, maybe a new passion in your life, or a new relationship. Could be a new relationship. Anything to do with love, your heart, your feelings. That's what the cups are all about. And aces always signify the birth of something or the beginning of something. And in the New Visions card, we see lily pads on the water, which kind of it's just cute. It's like fairy tale-ish. It's like happy and sweet and sunny. It reminds me of, like, you know, some cartoon frog just hopping around happily on these lily pads. And then we see the little kids in the water just frolicking and playing, and they're happy and they're having a great time. And so that really illustrates the, you know, the wonderful energy of this card, like the fun, the happiness, the joy, just the, you know, just having a great time. Ace of Cups. Enjoying this new adventure, emotional adventure that you're on. And now, totally different, we get to the Five of Cups, which is all about grief and loss and sadness, and how some of us can, you know, tend to dwell on the negative and not see what's positive in our lives. And here is the, yeah, this is the right one. This is the New Visions cup, and in this card, and in this one we see two men in the background. There's the guy who's, you know, mourning over his spilled cups. He's not seeing the two that are still standing, of course. He's just focusing on the ones that have spilled over. And the two guys in the background are leaving. They've gotten over it. They're moving on. They're gonna, okay, well, let's go. Let's get on to something new. This guy is stuck. He can't move on. He's choosing to dwell on the negative. And then I guess the hill in the background just kind of like, you know, that big, like that overwhelming feeling of something like just overpowering you. You know, that mourning and the grief and the loss overpowering you. The size of those feelings, right? Whoops. Okay, and Two of Pentacles. I know this card is often thought of as being like the, while he's juggling jobs, like, you know, maybe working two jobs, trying to juggle money around, trying to juggle maybe just things, because Pentacles are all about just earthly things, like your earthly concerns, like money, health, home, you know, everyday stuff. So this guy's just trying to keep up. He's trying to, you know, stay afloat. And he's doing the best that he can. He's juggling these things around. So far, he's doing okay, right? And in this card, it just kind of, I think it emphasizes the work aspect of this, because we see the sheep in the foreground. So like this guy's a shepherd, but he's also juggling. So he's doing two things at once. He's doing two tasks, right? He's watching these sheep, he's tending these sheep, and at the same time he's juggling these things around. So yeah, I think that really illustrates that Two of Pentacles energy very well. Also, you know what? I see a lot of birds in this deck. I was looking through this deck and picking out cards, and so many of them have birds in them. I'm not quite sure exactly, you know, fill me in. Maybe they're witnessing things, I don't know. But a lot of birds in this New Visions Tarot deck. Okay, this one is Eight of Cups. And Eight of Cups is all about leaving something behind that was good in the past. Something that helped you grow, or something that was very good for you in the past. You're choosing to leave it behind in order to evolve. Sometimes we just have to leave things. You know, maybe you had a really good job or something that you enjoyed for a very long time, but you got a better offer. And even though you don't want to leave, you're sad to leave, you know it'll advance you if you do leave. Or even sometimes if you really love somebody, you love somebody a great deal and you had a lot of good times with them in the past, but you know that the relationship is just kind of, it's reached its peak, it's reached its limit, and it's not going to go any further, and you want to go further, so you have to move on. That's what the Eight of Cups is about. And in the New Visions card, we see the fireworks in the background. So just, I guess, emphasizing how great it was, how spectacular that situation was. You know, it was really amazing while it lasted, but, you know, it's over. It's time to move on. You have to kind of face the fact that, you know, it's never going to be exactly that spectacular again. So would you rather stay and see it diminish, or would you rather move while the going's good and have those good memories? And this is Five of Pentacles. This is the real hardship card, right? We see the, you know, the cripple, and they look like poor people. They're in front of this, looks like a church, but they're not even aware that they could possibly go in there to get some help or some shelter. They're in the snow. They're wearing like these little tiny, you know, clothes. They're probably freezing to death. It's really all about like, oh my God, my life is shit and I cannot get any help anywhere kind of card, right? And in this, the New Visions card, we see a person who is inside and they've gotten shelter and they've got a little child with them and they're getting some comfort and they're getting some solace. So they have seen, you know, what is available, that they can take the shelter, and the people outside have not. So, you know, I guess it's about seeing when you need help, being able to get that help, being able to recognize when something can help you, or choosing to wallow in a bad situation, you know. And Six of Pentacles. This card to me is about, you know, about giving back. Once you have reached a certain point in your life and you're able to give back to other people, or if you have certain gifts that you're able to give to other people, choosing to do that, but doing it in a way that's not, you're not going to martyr yourself, measuring it out, and being judicious about what you give out. Okay, that's what this card is about. And in this one, you know what I really like about this card? It's so subtle, but see, I'll put them like this for you. Okay, so in the Rider Waite version, we see in the front version, he looks like he's a really kind of wealthy guy. He looks like he's well off, well heeled, right? But in the New Visions one, we see he's got a little tiny rip in his cape, which you didn't see from the front, right? So it's kind of like, it's a reminder like, hey, that's where I came from. I used to be like that. The people he's giving out the money to, he used to be in that situation, but he worked his way up and he got himself out of that situation, so now he wants to give back. So I really think that that helps emphasize the energy of this card really, really well. And Three of Wands. Okay, Three of Wands is all about, you've taken the steps necessary. You had this idea, you had this great idea, said to yourself, okay, I'm going to do this. And you set out to do it, and you took those first steps, and now you're at that first kind of plateau, you know, where you've gotten things in motion. They haven't exactly played out yet, but they're on their way. And this guy is standing there just watching what he sent out into the world, you know, kind of go on their way. And in the foreground, or from behind, we can see that in the back there's wagons. So there, he's brought all this stuff with him. He's assembled this team, or he's put things in motion, right? He's gotten everything together, and he's gotten that far, and he sent his boats out, and he's watching them leave and just waiting to see what happens next. He's done what he had to do. Seven of Wands. This is about standing your ground. It's about defending what you have worked for. People are going to try to steal what you have sometimes, and you have to, you know, you have to defend it, and you have to make sure that nobody, well, we don't want to let anybody take credit for things that we've achieved, or things that we've fought for, things that we've worked for, right? And in the, we can see how, like, you know, people are just coming at you sometimes, right? We see smoke. Look at all these guys are looking pretty nasty. They're up at this guy. They are really trying to get what this guy has worked for, and he's not letting them. So it's all about fighting for what you have worked for, and holding on to it, and not letting anybody take what you have worked for, what you have achieved. Knight of Wands. Knights are always adventurous guys. They're fearless. They can be, well, especially this guy, since he's in the Wands. Wands are all about fire and passion and action, and this guy, he's like your ultimate, you know, get out there, and, you know, this guy's fearless. He'll do anything. He'll go anywhere, do anything with anyone, and that's what the Knight of Wands is all about. And in this version, we see this kind of nomadic tribe waiting in the foreground. This guy's fearless. Like, he'll go anywhere. There's the pyramids. Who knows how far he's come on his horse, how far he's traveled to get there. But you get the feeling this guy's got the wanderlust. He'll go anywhere, he'll do anything. He loves a challenge, he loves adventure, he loves new things. He loves to experience new things. And I think this card really is really cool. All these, like, people are just waiting there to welcome him, because he's such an exciting guy. Knight of Wands. And King of Wands. We'll kick it up a notch with this guy, and he is like the ultimate. He is like the ultimate achiever. He has done it all. He's seen it all. He's the master. Everybody comes to this guy for advice. He's magnetic. Everybody just adores this guy. He's, you know, the George Clooney of tarot, or the, you know, the Clint Eastwood. This guy is like just, you know, awesome, right? And from behind, we see his throne. I love his throne because he's got the chick there, he's got the woman there, so he's got the girl and the lion there. So this guy is fierce, he's strong, nobody fucks with him. He is not, no, you're not going to beat this guy. He's on his throne, he's not going anywhere, you know? So I really like how it illustrates his power and his confidence and his sexiness and his abilities. This guy is, he's got the ego too, right? You know, he's got the Playboy bunnies lining up to be with him. Okay, Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords, swords are all about our thoughts, our beliefs, and of course aces, again, they're all about birth. They're all about new beginnings. So the birth of a new way of thinking, or a new way of believing in something. And I really love the new Visions card for this, because it really illustrates that concept well. Because we see in the foreground this guy on the horse, and the horse is rearing up like it's completely startled. So it's almost like you've had this epiphany. You've just got like, wow, like, oh my God, like it's almost like a lightning bolt has just struck you, and you've just had this sudden realization, or a sudden like thought, or a sudden idea or concept or something. So I think it really illustrates that that aspect of this card extremely well. I love that. And then here we have the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords is all about you know, having been through some trials, and just wanting to get away from it all, just needing to get away, you know, just needing that break, needing some downtime, needing to retreat. And this guy is looks like he is rowing this a woman and child away in this boat, and bringing them to a safe place where they can just get some respite from all their difficulties. And in the New Visions card, yeah, it's just kind of, just gives it that extra something something, because we see the, you know, the waviness of the water in the background. In the Rider Waite version, we just see a little bit of it on one side, but here you see a lot more. You see like all the kind of strife maybe that they've been through, that the wavy water is suggesting, and the way that the mother and child are sitting in the boat, like, just, especially the mother, she's just like, oh my God, thank God I'm getting out of here, getting out of Dodge, right? And this guy is just like taking them away. So just getting them out of this bad situation. Or, since this is swords, bad way of feeling, bad way of thinking. And last but not least, we have the Knight of Swords. And again, knights are all about, you know, impetuous, brave, like, action-oriented, sometimes impulsive, sometimes impetuous people who just kind of rush forward. And this knight is all about being very much that way in terms of thinking, eager to debate, eager to argue, you know, eager to you know, push forward new ideas, just going headlong into a new, maybe a new project or something like that. And in the New Visions card, we see there is this house on fire in the background, and all these guys like running forward. So it's like there's this big, there's a battle going on. There's this guy's really getting, he's getting into a fight. He's ready to fight for his beliefs, or he's ready to fight for something, you know, some cause that he believes in very strongly. And this card just shows how far he's willing to go. He'll do what it takes, you know. So anyway, that is my look at the New Visions Tarot. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really, really, really love this deck. I think it's very, very beautiful. And like I said, it just gives you that extra little something that may help you if you're new to tarot like me. I'm relatively new to it. I've been studying it for about almost a year now. So, you know, I feel like I've got a pretty good grasp of the cards, but, you know, this just gives you that little extra something, these little details that make the kind of light bulb pop and go, oh yeah, I never thought about it quite that way before. So yeah, I'd highly recommend getting it if you would like, because it's really, really a fabulous deck. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you again next time. Okay, bye. Thank you for watching.